Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. And today that means a brand new episode of Be Cool Scooby-Doo, which I am excited to review again because it's been a long time since we saw a new episode. Not sure what was the holdup, but at least it's here now. Gonna have to try to get back into the groove of things though. Alright, so episode 16, Gremlin on a Plane, takes us up into the skies on Air Gigantica as the gang discover yet another of Daphne's hobbies. Planes.
It dwarves the Antonov 225, which is yet another arcane aviation reference that demonstrates what to you must seem like my sudden, inexplicable expertise on the subject.
I don't think this marks the first time a Daphneism has been useful in an episode, but I am definitely on board with the idea of future ones being that way. Get it? I said on board. Because the episode takes place on a plane? The villain this time around is your terror of the skies, Gremlins. As you know, the title of the episode suggests. After doing some digging, it was fairly easy to find the previous Scooby-Doo villain this is probably reimagining, namely the Gremlin from the new Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show episode, The Fall Dog. In that episode, the Gremlin was messing with a car, not a plane though. It could be possible it's a coincidence, but I did spot an Easter egg to the older episode. Now, spoiler alert, but the Gremlin turns out to be Egg Johnson, who is jealous that his designs were improved upon by his boss. Throughout the episode, his boss Big Earl pretty much calls him every name he can think of besides his actual name. He doesn't discriminate and does the same to the old Scooby Gang too. One of the names he mistakenly calls Ed is Mickey. In The Fall Dog, that ended up being the guy underneath the mask. If that's a coincidence, then I'll eat a hat. I won't actually eat a hat. But you probably want to know what I thought of the episode. Don't worry, I'm getting there. I have a process. Now, as for the episode's choice of monster, years ago I may have said it was lazy, but when was the last time you saw a gremlin attacking a plane in a cartoon in the past decade? Probably never. Back in the day, I remember seeing a lot of cartoons have at least one gremlin episode. I think the most notable example I saw as a kid was a Looney Tunes episode. Either way, this was a fairly simple monster concept, although it has a nice design that does manage to set itself apart from the gremlins I remember as a kid. This isn't me ragging on the show, by the way. I still enjoy the antics the gremlin got up to. Now, it wasn't too hard to figure out who the bad guy was, but honestly, I wasn't even thinking about who the person under the mask was right up until the very end. I didn't even connect the dots from the clothes left behind to Ed Johnson due to Big Earl stating that all of his workers wear them. Of course, I'm also writing this review at 3 in the morning, so my inner Sherlock Holmes isn't exactly awake yet. Things would be easier if I just gave number scores, wouldn't they? But no, I have to try to explain myself as best I can. So here goes. In the end, I think this was a decent episode. Not the greatest monster, although it does have a nice design. And the episode did offer up a few laughs here and there, such as the pilot with the fear of heights, or Big Earl forgetting names, even if that one wore old a little quickly. I'm also happy to see Daphne getting a bit more character depth, as weird as that may be to say about a franchise like Scooby-Doo. Because early on, people had her pegged as the idiot, or the scatterbrain klutz. And yeah, there is some validity to those names, as Daphne has been dumbed down some in this newest incarnation. But I think the past several episodes have shown that while she may not be the smartest person in the group, she does bring something to the table, which takes the form of odd hobbies that sometimes distracts from or helps the case. And that's been my review of Gremlins on a Plane. If I happen to miss something or there's something I need to further elaborate on, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to explain. If you enjoyed this review, please consider leaving a like or subscribing for more Cartoon Hangout reviews. Also, if you're really enjoying Be Cool Scooby-Doo, try sending some love to the writers and various others who work on this show. They deserve it. Thanks for watching and take care.